Gurundin Tarinam Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So very quickly we will cover just one verse of Bhagavatam today. We are very short of time, lot of slides to cover, so let's focus and go very fast. So the verse for today is 1.2.23. Recite with me. Sattvam rajastama iti prakritir gunashte Yukta para purushe ka ihasya dhatte Sthiti adai hari vrinchi hareti samjaha Sheyanshi tatra khalu satvatano nirnam syuhu Somebody wants to recite? Sattvam iti prakritir gunashter Yukta para purushe ka ihasya dhatte Sthiti adeya hari vrinchi hareti sangyaha Sheyansi tatra khalu satvatano nirnam syuhu. Somebody else.
Sattvam rajastama iti prakritir gunasthaye.
Sattvam rajastama iti prakritir gunasthaye.
Yukta para purusha eka itihasya bhate.
Yukta para purushe ka ihasya dhatte
Astiti adaye hari vrinchi hareti samjana
Sthiti ade hari vrinchi hareti sangyaha
Shreyansi tatra khalu sattva tanara nirnam syoha
Sheyansi tatra khalu satvatano nirnam syuhu. Someone else? Mataji.
Sattvam rajastama iti prakrite gunaste
Sattvam rajastama iti prakritir gunaster Yukta para purushe ka ihasya dhatte
Sthiti adya hari vrinchi hareti samajaha
Sthiti ade hari vrinchi hareti sangyaha
Shreyansi tatra kalo sattva tanor nirnam shruhu
Sheyansi tatra khalu sattva tano nirnam syuhu. Okay, should proceed. So sattva means goodness, rajaha passion, tamaha the darkness of ignorance, iti thus, prakrite of the material nature, gunaha qualities, Taya by them, Yuktaha associated with, Paraha transcendental, Purushaha the personality, Ekaha one, Iha Asya of this material world, Dhatte accepts, Sthiti Adaya for the matter of creation, maintenance and destruction, etc. Hari Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, Vrinchi Brahma, Hara Shiva, Iti thus, Sangyaha different features, Shyansi ultimate benefit, Tatra therein, Khalu of course, Sattva goodness, Tanoho form, Nirnam of the human being, Shihu derived. Where is the mic? Can somebody read?
The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance. And just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness.
Hare Krishna. So the transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness and ignorance, and just for the material world's creation, maintenance and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of quality of goodness. So it's a very, very important verse of the second chapter of first canto, and a lot of lectures by Srila Prabhupada on this particular verse, so it was easy for me to prepare. Let's read the purport. It's too small, I'll read. Okay.
Hare Krishna. The Lord Sri Krishna by his plenary parts should be rendered devotional service, as explained above, is confirmed by this statement. Lord Sri Krishna and all his plenary parts are Vishnu Tattva, or the Lordship of Godhead. From Sri Krishna, the next manifestation is Baladeva. From Baladeva is Sankarshana. From Sankarshana is Narayana. From Narayana there is the second Sankarshana, and from this Sankarshana the Vishnu Purusha avatars. The Vishnu of the deity of the quality of goodness in the material world is the Purusha avatar known as Shiva Lakshaya Vishnu or Paramatma. Brahma is the deity of Rajas or passion, and Shiva of ignorance. They are the three departmental heads of the three qualities of this material world. Creation is made possible by Brahma's quality of passion, and his endeavor, it is maintained by the goodness of Vishnu, and when it requires to be destroyed, Lord Shiva does it by the Tandava Nritya. The materialists and the foolish human beings worship Brahma and Shiva respectively, but the pure transcendentalists worship the form of goodness, Vishnu, in his various forms. Vishnu is manifested by his millions and billions of integrated forms and separated forms. The integrated forms are called Godhead, and the separated forms are called living entities or the Jivas. Both the Jivas and Godhead and the original spiritual forms. Jivas are sometimes subjected to the control of material energy, but the Vishnu forms are always controllers of this energy. When Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, appears in the material world, he comes to deliver the conditioned living beings who are under the material energy. Such living beings appear in the material world with intentions of being lords, and thus they become entrapped by the three modes of nature. As such, the living entities have to change their material coverings for undergoing different terms of imprisonment. The prison house of the material world is created by Brahma under the instruction of the personality of Godhead, and at the conclusion of a kalpa, the whole thing is destroyed by Shiva. But as far as maintenance of the present house is concerned, it is done by Vishnu as much as the state present house is maintained by the state. Anyone therefore wishes to get out of this present house of material existence, which is full of miseries like repetition of birth, death, disease and old age, must please Lord Vishnu for such liberation. Lord Vishnu is worshipped by devotional service only, and if anyone has to continue present life in the material world, he may ask for related facilities for temporary relief from the different demigods like Shiva, Brahma, Indra and Varuna. No demigod, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the conditioned life of material existence. This can be done only by Vishnu. Therefore, the ultimate benefit may be derived from Vishnu, the personality of Godhead.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reading the long purport. This is very, very important purport. Lot of times it is referred to, especially this line, no demigod, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the conditioned life of material existence. So all the debates that happen, especially the beginners who come into Krishna consciousness, and we have to convince them that you have to worship Lord Vishnu and not any other demigod. This is what is quoted there, right? That you can get whatever temporary benefits you want from demigods, but this line is very, very important. No demigod, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the conditioned life of material existence. Besides this, lot of commentary on this by various acharyas, and Srila Prabhupada loves this verse, right? And we'll come back to the details of it. But the context of this verse is we are discussing the questions by the sages. In the very beginning of first canto, we are discussing the questions by the sages. So what are the most important questions asked by the sages? So we are covering it verse by verse, right? So far we have covered what are their questions. So you remember some of those questions? Right, why Krishna incarnated?
The last question I remember, once Krishna has gone to live about his own dharma, where the religion took center.
Where should it reside? Right? Once Krishna is left for his dharma, where should religion reside? Anything else? Another question? Okay, so just for reference.
What are the leela he performed?
Correct. What are the leelas that he performs? Acts that he performs. Okay, so just to refresh, these are the 6 most important questions we should remember always, because it's a kind of a summary of all the discussion that is going to happen later. First question is, what is the ultimate good for all the people? Right? Second is, what is the essence of religious scriptures by which the actual self becomes satisfied? Third is, why did the Lord take birth from Devaki? Fourth is, what acts or leelas does he perform? Fifth is, who are his avatars? And sixth is, where has Dharma gone now that Krishna has left the earth? Right? 6 very, very important questions. Right? So what are their answers? What is the ultimate good for all the people?
Go back to God.
Correct. To become free from the material entanglement and to develop love of God through devotional service, bhakti. That is through service to Krishna or his incarnations. Right? Very, very. So the answer to this will go on through all the cantos, but this is a very, very quick one-line answer to this. Ultimate good for all the people is to become free from the material entanglement and develop love for God through bhakti. Right? Now, how to do that, we'll continue in all the cantos one after the other. Second question, what is the essence of religious scriptures by which the actual self becomes satisfied? What is the essence of religious scriptures? Why are all the Vedas and Puranas for? To know Krishna. Krishna. Yeah. The Supreme Personality of God is Krishna, to whom we should surrender. To connect with Krishna. That is what the purpose of all the Vedas is. So essence of religious scriptures by which the actual self becomes satisfied. Shri Krishna and his service are the essential messages of scriptures. He is the only true object of worship, and religion in its purest form means re-establishing one's lost relationship with him. That is the ultimate conclusion of all scriptures, even if some sacred texts reveal this truth in a covered or indirect way. So, for our benefit, it has been mentioned right away in the beginning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam that you'll go, if you start analyzing critically all the scriptures, you will find indirect references to it. But it's clearly stated here, the essence of it always has to be that Shri Krishna and his service are the essential messages from all the scriptures, right? He is the only true object of worship, and our main purpose or religion or our dharma is to re-establish our lost relationship with him. Like, we teach kids, they mug up this line. What is the purpose of human life? They'll say, to re-establish our lost relationship with Krishna. This is where, from which we have picked up this line and we give them to memorize. Okay? So, third question is, why did Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appear as the divine son of Devaki? So, to reclaim those in the mode of pure goodness, right? So, will everybody in the mode of pure goodness be reclaimed? Yes? Everybody in the mode of goodness will be reclaimed by Krishna? No, right? So?
One has to surrender to him.
Devotional service. So, Srila Prabhupada talks about this. Srila Prabhupada says that to get masters, you have to be bachelors first. Your eligibility to get masters is to have bachelor's degree first. So, being in the mode of goodness is the bachelor's degree which makes us eligible for MSc. Right? And that MSc is to achieve the love of Godhead. So, to achieve the love of Godhead, we have to be in the first place in the mode of goodness. So, that is only the qualification. So, the 4 regulative principles that we follow, they are just the basic criteria to become eligible to appear in that exam. Right? It doesn't certify that, everybody in the mode of goodness will be reclaimed. But that is the purpose of Krishna to appear as a son of Devaki. Fourth one, quickly, what are the acts of Lord, especially in relation to creation? So, his Leelas. So, in one straight question, we can't say what are his Leelas. So, for that, we have to go through entire 10th canto, right? But there are commentaries in the first canto also. But the details of this are there in 10th canto. What are his Leelas? Who are Krishna's avatars? So, all these incarnations also, the plenary portions of the Lord, but Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. So, although through the cantos of Bhagavatam we go through the detailed description of various avatars, but after knowing about all these avatars, what we need to know is that Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Right? All Vishnu Tattvas are part and parcel of Krishna only. And sixth one, where have religious principles gone now that Krishna has disappeared from this planet? They have taken shelter of Bhagavad Puran. This Bhagavad Puran is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna for his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana, Bhagavad Purana or Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Right? Vaishnava tradition teaches that the essence of spirituality can be found in Bhagavatam. As stated earlier, it is unlike other religious scriptures since it focuses only on the essence of spiritual pursuit and on the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he exists in the spiritual world. The Bhagavatam is Krishna in the literary form, right? That is why Bhagavatam is worshipped, right, like a deity, right? It is said that wherever Bhagavatam is placed, Devatas come to pray there, right? So, now that Krishna has left the planet, Dharma has taken shelter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay, so coming back to our today's verse now. So that is the background. And now we are getting the answers to these questions of the sages. Now the answers are being discussed. That is where this aspect of three modes of material nature comes, where Lord indirectly associates. So in Bhagavad Gita we see in multiple verses that Krishna says that it's very difficult to transcend over these three modes of material nature, which is my own external energy, right? But I have created those, but I am not bound by them. I am not part of them. So here also it says that the personality of God is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, right? And now it says why does God have to associate with them also? Although all the scriptures tell us to transcend over them, and it's very, very difficult. We have to surrender to Krishna to transcend over them. But why does God associate with them indirectly also? The reason for that is
Material creation.
creation of the material world, right? And maintenance and destruction of it. So why so much of effort? Why to create, maintain and destroy? What is the point?
The preaching for karma. If there is no world, there won't be karma. So we are here to perform karma, and that is detached karma.
Detached karma.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mata. You saved me in the end. I thought it is going to karma yoga. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Mata. Detached karma. That is one of the ways to achieve the love of Godhead. Detached karma, right? And what is the ultimate purpose? When God creates in new kalpa, He creates all the living beings, billions of living beings. Who is He really interested in? Cream of the cream He wants to pick. Who are those people?
One who practices bhakti or not.
Devotees. Correct? So, unalloyed devotees. So, we make clear a field, sow a lot of seeds and do a lot of effort there. Ultimately, we'll get only this much of grains, right? Not tons of it. So, the ultimate purpose of Him is to allow us to become devotees. Create that platform for us, right? So all the fallen souls who are pious, right? Or to everybody He is giving a chance, right? Like we have got this chance, right? So that is the purpose, which means everything that we see around is to sustain devotees. These trees, this land, the exact speed of rotation of earth, exact distance from sun, right? Seasons and the way the earth is maintained or all planetary systems are maintained. All this effort is just to get that ultimate product which God is interested in, who all will pass out, like teachers have this target in school, board exam hai, how many of my kids will make it to the top of CBSE and their names will come in newspaper, or at least how many will pass. That is what the teacher's effort is, right? Same way God is interested in very, very few people who are going to pass this test, make the effort, realize the value and come to Him. And for that He accepts the three qualities of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, right? And the last line is very important. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of quality of goodness. So in the detailed lectures where Prabhupada talks about it, he talks about why this line, that for if you want to derive the ultimate benefit of Vishnu, the form of quality of goodness or Vishnu is to be worshipped. Why it is so? So he gives a comparison, right, from the Shastras. He says, look at a wood that is created out of soil, right, smoke and the fire. Three things, right? Now if we want fire to cook or to warm ourselves or to purify ourselves, right? Nothing purifies like fire, right? So for that purification we need fire. So Vishnu is that fire, right? Brahma is like the smoke. Even if smoke is generated, that means at least you have ignited the fire, right? And Shiva is like the wood, right? So, wood is Brahma, and then smoke is Shiva, and Vishnu is the fire. So if we want to get the ultimate benefit, right, we'll get it by worshipping Vishnu, right? And Prabhupada talks about how people are more focused on getting material boons, and for that they approach Lord Shiva. Why? Lord Shiva is called Ashutosh. Ashutosh means
He can be satisfied with small things.
small things. Yeah, he can be satisfied very easily, right? And he will immediately give the boon. He will not bother, so much. So Prabhupada says, why he gives so much? He doesn't want to be disturbed, right? So you have come, okay, I give you that blessing, right? But all these blessings that materialists are seeking, they are temporary, right? This is what people don't realize. Prabhupada says in this aspect that, when I go and preach in West, those people are very fine with, material things, right? And they say we are happy eating, sleeping, mating and defending. And they say, okay, no problem, even if we become dog in next life, we'll have facility for all these four things now. We'll forget also that we were human beings, so we'll not regret much. This is what Prabhupada is saying, that these Westerners are saying. But he's saying our endeavor has to be to go to a next higher grade of life rather than the lower grade. What is the problem in being born as a dog in the next life, which Westerners are saying it's okay? What is the problem with that?
They don't have intelligence and they can't,
No religion.
No religion, right?
they can't achieve the ultimate goal of, love of God and back to God.
Correct. So one is the discomfort, right? Discomfort that, you look at a street dog, how much he suffers, right? That is the discomfort. But besides that, he cannot do bhakti. He cannot progress in bhakti, right? And what is the risk? Suppose, so there are two things for us from here. Either we go to a next level, in the next life, we are born amongst the devotee family, or in the association of devotees we grow up. That is one thing. What is the other thing that can happen? We will be born in the lower species, right? So what is the biggest fear? Krishna says that, even a little progress made in this, area can save you from the greatest fear. There is no loss or diminution in this, right? So what is this greatest fear? Greatest fear is to falling down to lower species. Yeah, so that is the immediate loss. But what is the ultimate loss that we should be afraid of? Even if you become a dog, right, or horse or something, what is the ultimate loss?
Step back, one step back to our ultimate journey, enlightened.
Correct.
Step back.
Correct. So the biggest fear of becoming a dog or any lower species is we will
Out of spirituality. There will be no spirituality, no religion.
correct.
That makes the difference between human and other animals.
Correct.
So one second.
Yeah.
Scooty number 239.
Actually, I'll give you a hint. That loss we can suffer even if we are born as human being. What is that loss? That loss of memory of Krishna. If you are born as a lower species, we might, or we actually will, forget Krishna, right? Then, I don't know how many lives, how many lower species lives we'll go through. There is no guarantee that once after that we get a human life of millions of lifetimes, we will again remember what we are studying here. And this loss can happen even without falling down to lower species. So forgetting Krishna in the next life is as good as being born as a dog. Now you'll say, dog has a more discomfort, physical discomfort. He doesn't have a house, in the rain, he might not get food, right? He'll be attacked by other dogs and so on. But That is just a small loss. Real loss that we can suffer even if we are born as human beings again is loss of memory of Krishna. Right? So that is the ultimate loss we should be, or fear that we should have. Now, about the three modes, right? The three modes of material nature. These are such powerful forces, right? That they are doing everything. Right? Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankar vimudatma kartahamiti manyate. So in the first place, somebody who thinks that I am the karta, he is mudha, right? He is foolish. Actual thing is, the truth is that the three modes of nature are only doing everything, right? And then Krishna says that it's very, very difficult to traverse these modes, right? But those who surrender unto me, they can easily cross over it. But Prabhupada says that it is not the normal thing these days, right? These days Prabhupada says that although the Bhagavad Gita says that sometimes mode of goodness dominates over mode of passion and ignorance. Sometimes passion dominates and sometimes ignorance dominates, and there is always this struggle for dominance. But the truth is, in today's world, Prabhupada says, this is just there. Actual speaking, we all are living in the mode of ignorance, right? So Prabhupada says that in the actual Vedic setup, Brahmanas were in the mode of goodness, and Kshatriyas were in the mode of passion, and Vaishyas were in the mode of mix actually. But they were supposed to be in the mode of passion. Nobody expected to be in the mode of ignorance. But Prabhupada says that these days, there are no Kshatriyas. Kshatriya means Kshaya. Kshaya means injury. So somebody who is saving us from injury, right? Giving safety and security. The Kshatriyas are not there, right? Brahmanas have also left their actual main occupation and taken different occupations. So these days everybody is in the mode of ignorance, and that is why Prabhupada says in the purport or in the lecture of this verse only that all of us in Kali Yuga are in the Shudra category. Right? We keep hearing this in multiple lectures. This is where originally he has quoted it. That is how all of us are actually in the Shudra category. And then he talks about how we can how we can traverse these three modes, and how we can, at least in the first place. So how to traverse these modes is a secondary thing, but in the first place he is saying the first quality or first pre-qualification that we have is to come to the mode of goodness, right? And how we can do that? The first thing is the following of regulative principles. That is the bare minimum requirement, and after that we worship only and only Vishnu, right? Or Krishna. And then this whole discussion, in the end he says, once we look at this whole situation, right, that this is a prison house, right, and this prison house is created, maintained and destroyed by Lord continuously, and our main purpose is to get out of this prison house, right? So we have to worship Vishnu, and we have to worship Krishna. And then he says that is how Krishna consciousness is the only way of life for us to rise above this mode of ignorance and rise above this Shudra platform. So very nicely, Prabhupada brings the context of this whole thing, and then in the end when he says this is how the facility of Krishna consciousness is created for you, and that is how you can leverage the best benefit you can get out of this human life is to be in the mode of goodness and then come to Krishna consciousness. I think we are well in time, a lot of slides, but I think we can close it. And one important verse that I had noted for this was very, very good. I love this verse, right, where Krishna says that, not only will I give you easy exam, easy syllabus, I'll give you the question paper also, I'll give you the answer sheet also, but after all this, like, weak students in the class are helped by teacher, right? I'll give you sample questions, hint questions. Here, so lenient is Krishna to us. He's saying, I'll give you the intelligence also to read that question paper, right? He says, Tesam satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yen mam upyantite. So, you just keep doing kirtan, okay? Just be my devotee. And that intelligence also how to come to me, I'll give. I'll give all the facility. We'll give the intelligence. What will happen when we'll get that intelligence? How will we go to Krishna? We'll start liking that path, right? Then we'll get association of devotees. Then one day we'll get a guru, right? Who will, even if, in the end we are drowning, he will pull us and take us along with his mercy, right? So this is the assurance that Krishna gives. That of all the things that you need to do, just bhajatam, just do my bhajan, just do my bhakti, and I'll give you all the intelligence and all the facilities to come to me, right? So I think quickly we have covered this verse. Any quick questions?
You said that once we get into a lower species, we have that loss of Krishna's memories. But sometimes we have heard in the lecture that whatever contribution, whatever service we are doing for the Krishna, this is one credit which we don't lose as we do our body.
Correct.
So
There is no loss or diminution, he says.
yeah,
Right?
whatever we are effort we are putting for material gains, it will be lost as the body.
Correct.
The devotional contribution is not lost.
It's not lost. Yes, Prabhu. Actually, when Krishna says that there is no loss or diminution, it's actually true. But practically thinking, what we are talking here is what is the greatest fear we have. Our fear. It's not that actually it will happen. Our fear is, what is the guarantee that if I become a dog in next life, what is the guarantee that after going through all the lower species, again, I don't want to go through that. So we are talking about our fear. Krishna is very, very merciful, right? So he is saying that even if you read little bit, even if you do little bit of progress, that credit, as you are saying, will be there with us always. But do we want to do that? No. Do we get a fear of that? Yes. So if I come to know I am going to become a dog in next life, some Jyotishis also tell you that, right? They'll tell you in previous life you were a fish or something, and in next life also somebody tells you are going to become a dog. What I'll be most scared of? Will I remember Krishna? That is what we should be afraid of. Whether I'll become a street dog or in Mantri or somewhere I'll be a pet dog, living in air conditioning, that is not the point. Point is whether I'll remember Krishna or forget. That is what I am afraid, or I should be, or ought to be afraid of actually is this. Now, how much credit I'll carry, that is with Krishna. He is maintaining it. But that is my fear. We are talking about the greatest fear. That is the fear we have. But Krishna is very merciful. But why Krishna is most merciful to us? Especially in Kali Yuga, he is most merciful. Why? He has made us so easily available to us through his holy name. Right? So easily available. You just look at in various situations in Bhagavatam where devatas want to approach Krishna, that these demons have made our life very difficult. What do? They go to Brahma, sifarish karke, please take us there, right? They will hide behind Brahma, and Brahma will speak all the prayers, and and then when Lord appears, then devatas also get a darshan, right? This is so difficult for demigods. And for us in Kali Yuga, he has made himself available so easily through his holy name. Not only that, weak students. So, to tell this, that I made available so easily through my holy name, he came specially. Again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dekho, I have made myself so easily available, right? After that also, even weaker students. Then he sent Srila Prabhupada, right? अब तो चलो मैं हाथ पकड़ के ले जाता हूँ. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said about Krishna and the power of His holy name, how merciful He is, right? So, even if we are chanting the Lord's name once, that credit Prabhu is always there with us, right? But our fear, like if however your kids might have studied, they will always be afraid मैं फेल तो नहीं हो जाऊंगा, मुझे मैं भूल तो नहीं जाऊंगा. That fear we always have, and we should have, right? That if we fall down to lower species, then we might forget Krishna, right? Such great opportunity we have. Just imagine, not having Krishna in our memories is as good as being lizard or crocodile or any animal, as good as that. So as humans, if we forget Krishna, we are no better than animals. And as they say that if you are not reading Bhagavatam daily, you have no advantage over another person who can't read. If you are not reading Bhagavatam, you have no advantage over that person. Now you will say, I get BTech, MTech, PhD, but shopkeepers, illiterate shopkeepers are earning more than you many times, right? So all the studies that we do with our faculty of reading is of no use. We have no real advantage over that person, illiterate person who can't read, if we are not reading Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Any other question? Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा. जैसे हमने पढ़ा ना, कलयुग केवल नाम धारा सुमित सुमित कुछ नहीं पाना. बड़े लोग बोलते हैं अच्छा कर्म करो, 984 लाख योनियों के बाद मनुष्य जन्म मिलेगा, और अगर जन्म भी अच्छा नहीं होगा तो शायद कृष्ण को ए से फिर शुरू करना पड़ेगा, या ए से भी नीचे जाके शुरू करना पड़ेगा. That's our biggest fear. What I think. सर मुझे एक बात आपसे पूछनी थी. भागवत गीता में is there राधा son anywhere? राधा, क्योंकि कृष्ण is associated with Radha, incomplete without Radha. But is there any chanting for Radha as well?
Mataji, Bhagavad Gita is spoken in the battlefield. So,
that's why.
So there is no question of Radha being mentioned there. But in Bhagavatam, without mentioning the name of Radha, there is a lot of reference to her, right? Especially in 10th canto, without mentioning the name. So there are reasons why the name is not mentioned, right? So that you will see later in these discussions. Maybe they are different discussions altogether.
One question I have is, should we be really afraid of falling down to the lower species of life? Like devotees, as devotees, should we be really afraid? Because taking examples from scriptures like how Bharat Maharaj, he was such a great devotee, and even though he took the animal form as a deer, he still didn't forget Krishna. Same thing with Gajendra, same thing with the crocodile. Even though they took the animal form, they didn't forget the Lord. So as devotees, as practicing devotees, should we be really be afraid of this? What do you suggest?
I was expecting Gajendra to come into this. So Mataji finally brought it. See, Gajendra was a great devotee, right? Just because of a curse, he had to become elephant. Same is for the crocodile. Actually speaking, that curse also came because it was time for their liberation, right? They were to have darshan of the Lord. So they have come to a place where we are about to get the degree. Like in Officer Training Academy, there is a line that called passing out parade is there, and it's called the final line that you have to cross. You become officers. So to reach that stage of that the final step, it's called the final step. They do the final parade after years of that killing training. Now to reach that stage, that you are about to take that final step, that is where they had reached already. Who and all these kings who became crocodile and elephant. just at the time of their liberation, that is where God involved them in His Leela. Now you will be liberated, and to liberate you, there will be such a Leela that people in Kali Yuga will also take inspiration from. So we are not at that platform, Mataji, at who's platform, right? We are not to call ourselves devotees also yet, right? We are just the first year students. Now first year students better be afraid of exams, right? What we have to be afraid of is Maya, that is waiting right at that door. Right now you don't need to be afraid, but when you step out of here, she is just waiting. Kaun akela aayega? Okay, she is waiting for a lone person. 2 devotees, 3 devotees together, she will not catch. We should always be afraid. We should never challenge her, because it's also the energy of the Lord only. So we should always be afraid that Maya will take us. And where will she take us? To our fall down, right? At any stage. And to say that, oh, I am devotee, I should be confident. Like, Bharat Maharaj, he remembered, or Gajendra, he remembered. They were great devotees in the first place. And that is how they remembered. But otherwise, all these animals or lower species we see, they don't remember Krishna, right? So that is why we should be afraid. And we should be ready to fight, but not fire empty bullets by chanting without attention. If we chant without attention, we are firing empty bullets. And with empty bullets, we can't win a war against powerful Maya. So we should always be afraid. But being afraid does not mean being negative. Right? Like it said, no, utsaha nishyat dhairyat tat tat karma pravartanat. So we need to have utsaha, nishchay and dhairya. Right? Nectar of instruction it is said, right? That utsaha, nishchay and dhairya we should have. We should have faith, we should have confidence, and we should have enthusiasm. Yes, we will succeed. But we should also always be afraid also that Maya is ready to catch me. The more I advance in Krishna consciousness, more it will be eager to catch me. Because when a prisoner runs from the prison, all the sipais, who are they after? That one person only. They will not look at other who are sitting inside the jail. They look at that person who is trying to jump over the wall. Everybody. So we should be very, very afraid. Maya is looking for us. She is going to test us, right? And we should be afraid that if we fail, we not only will fall down into the lower species, but we will lose so much that we have. Like this dog, if he is born as a horse next life, he doesn't mind much. But he has nothing to lose anyways. But we have so much to lose, not only getting a human life, but also getting association of Anugas of Prabhupada in this life. We might not come across these people. We might not be living where somebody will come with pamphlets for Janmashtami next life, right? So better make use of this, that we have got admission here, but not be very negatively afraid. But if only fear we should have, only one fear we should have is forgetting Krishna one day. I think Mataji has declared time up.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. And feeling like they really want to hear more from you. But due to time constraints,